Welcome to Creamer Media's Polity. I'm Amy Witherden. I am meeting with South African singer Danny Kaye in Johannesburg to discuss the Shout campaign launched by South African musicians to raise funds for the fight against crime. Danny, Shout has been making headlines on and off for the past couple of months. How many South Africans have shown support?
I mean, it's just incredible. You know, in the first month since the campaign is launched, we've had about over 35,000 downloads of the song.
Wow.
We've generated huge interest on Facebook, which is a wonderful platform for, like, you know, getting the social media aspect of the campaign going. We grow by about 2,000-3,000 members a day on facebook.com/ShoutSA. So we're on about 93 or 94,000 members. Probably as I'm speaking, you know, it's probably on 96,000. And we want to have the biggest sort of South African Facebook fan page around. And corporate South Africa has just been incredible. Kabelo and I went to Pick n Pay the other day. They just said you have our full, you know, support in rolling out your merchandise campaign. Gave us an enormous order, and all of that money goes to the non-profit organization. Shout is really kind of a movement that began in 2007 after Lucky Dube was murdered. I just kind of was horrified by the news, and you know, Lucky was a fellow musician, a great iconic South African musician who made a big impression on me growing up. You know, I think the second live show I ever saw was a Lucky Dube concert at Standard Bank Arena. And you know, obviously, like many South Africans, was aware of Lucky's presence internationally. He was an ambassador for music for South Africa, and felt that the musicians in this country needed to do something in protest, you know, of the crime situation in our country. And that's when Shout began, and now it's blossomed into a whole different thing that even I didn't really anticipate back then.
So you and Kabelo got it started. What got you on this line of thinking?
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, I'd phoned Kabelo shortly after Lucky's death and expressed to him my desire to, you know, to do something the only way we kind of could, and that was through making a song. And you know, a great advertising agency heard about our idea and lent its full creative force. The advertising agency is Network BBDO, a great South African agency, and got us a music video director to do our amazing video for free, got us a presence, a web company to do our entire web platform for free. And so, you know, sort of a committed South African company started getting in line to try and help us. And before we knew it, we had this entire campaign, you know, at our fingertips. And 3 years later, after a lot of patience and organization and setting up a trust and getting all the right measures in place to ensure that, you know, money was spent correctly, that our structures were all in order, Shout launched.
And how does the campaign work?
Well, you know, the campaign changes really daily. You know, at first, like I say, it started off as just a song, but then we realized that this is far bigger than a song. It really is a platform for South Africans to kind of, you know, voice their grievance, their concern, their disgust about what's happening, you know, in this country with regards to crime. So our first sort of platform was to get South Africans to download the song as a statement of, you know, commitment to trying to do something about crime. So we had a SMS line created where you would SMS Shout to 33335, and upon sending that SMS for 20 Rand, the money would go to the Shout Foundation, and you would receive a full-length MP3 on your phone for you to enjoy, set as your ringtone, you know, transfer it to your computer, burn on a CD, etc., etc. But now, you know, there's been a huge call for merchandise. So we've got a whole merchandise campaign about to roll out at Cross Trainer and Pick n Pays across the country. and even the physical CD, there's been a demand for that. So now we've put CDs into the stores, the music stores around the country, concerts. We've just got so many ideas. Companies coming to us and saying, I do this product. Like we had an insurance company come to us and say, we do insurance against violent crimes in this country. We want to partner with Shout and give you guys a percentage of our proceeds. So it's just snowballing, and it's wonderful that that we're able to raise awareness and money.
Now, how will the proceeds be used for the fight against crime?
It's a very good question, and a question that we kind of battled with. How are we going to take people who had been generous in donating their money to Shout and putting it into the right hands? Because the last thing we want is people to make a statement of their commitment and let the money be spent in the wrong areas. So we've been doing a huge amount of research with companies like the CSIR into what is crime about? Are we in the business of crime fighting, which is focusing on our criminal justice system and helping the cops and helping the justice system prosecute offenders in the right way? Or are we in the business of crime prevention, and that's ensuring that our youth don't graduate to be offenders? Are their minds being occupied by other things than hanging out with criminals, or being influenced by them? So we've got a two-pronged approach at Shout. Through our partners at Crimeline, we're fighting crime and saying report crime to Crimeline by SMSing your anonymous tip-offs. And then Shout, through working with NGOs, registered credible NGOs, is spending our money in crime prevention. Through our website, shoutsa.com, and through our Facebook page, over the course of the year, we're going to start letting South Africans know how their money is being spent. But we're only a month old, so we're still kind of trying to find our feet and raise money and build our brand. So we haven't even begun spending money yet. We want to see that, in the areas that we're going to run out, like I say, preventative programs and entrepreneurial programs, and getting kids and even repeat offenders to stop repeat offending by rehabilitating offenders. We're leading to a physical statistical reduction in crime. Kabelo, who's my co-founder in it, always says, if we can change one life, if we can save one life, if we can prevent one hijacking or turn one offender onto kind of the right path, or prevent one break-in or one, God forbid, murder, then Shout's done its piece. We're also in the business of providing hope. I think South Africans are kind of really feeling hopeless. Do our politicians acknowledge this problem? Are they politically silenced by this? And we're saying we're not silenced. We aren't politicians. We don't have political agenda. We're citizens, and we can use our voices. We can shout out about the problem. You're not gonna keep us quiet. And the more members of our Facebook page there are, and the more people that come to when we do a rally eventually in the not too distant future, the more we can make those buildings in Parliament really reverberate with our voices.
Danny, you were recently described in the media as a muso turned social activist.
Really?
What do you make of this?
I didn't mean to become a social activist at all. It really wasn't like I just felt this desire to do something, and I didn't know where this was going to go, and I don't think I want to be like sort of this poster boy for like all things holy and moral. I'm just like everyone else, with my flaws, but also with my desire to make a difference. This country's been very, very good to me. I've reaped the benefits of, a lot of this of the nation's kind of love, and I believe I owe back. A lot was given and a lot is expected. So I try to just think of my role as a citizen that way. Our community forums, our website, like I mentioned, our Facebook page is so important, because it gets you as South Africans sitting in your living room to be as much a part of Shout as I am. In fact, we're rolling out something now with the website where you're actually going to be able to be a part of us in the video. By subscribing to like sort of the philosophy of shout, you commit not to be a part of the problem. And by that I mean you don't bribe a traffic officer when he comes to your car and you know you might have been speeding, because that corruption leads to further corruption, leads to the corruption that so many of us complain about. So we can't be a part of the solution if we're a part of the problem.
Shout, shout, let it all out. These are the things I can do without. So come on, I'm talking to you. Come on. Shout, shout, let it all out. These are the things I can do without. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Yeah. Times you shouldn't have to sell your soul
In black and white.
They really, really ought to know. Those one-track minds that took you for a working boy.
Kiss them goodbye.
You shouldn't have to jump for joy. You shouldn't have to shout. Yeah. Shout, yeah. Let it all out.
Let it all out.
These are the things I can do without.
I'm talking to you. Come on, yeah. Shout, shout, shout. Let it all out.
These are the things I can do without. Come on, I'm talking to you. Come on.
Come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on.
They gave you life, and in return you gave them hell.
Hell's cold as ice.
I hope we live to tell the tale. I hope we live to tell the tale. Let it all out. Let it all out. These are the things I can do wherever. Come on, come on.
I'm talking to you. Come on.
I wanna shout, wanna scream and let it out.
These are the things I can do.
I can't do without. Not game and me.
I'm talking to you. Come on.
I'm talking to those who really wanna listen. I'm talking to those who wanna learn something. I'm talking to those who wanna make a difference. I'm talking to those who sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Stop lying like crime me at a feta. Had to get a child in time and don't meter. Call it a blind la bana liberator. All in the name of making a dime, make a debater.
I started counting the amount of violent lives we lost over violent crimes, and I was astounded.
Now mom's crying, 3 kids left without a father figure. Lucky Dubé, can't believe you deceased. Rockstars never die, brother, rest in peace. We might all look like men, but some are beasts. We can't let them win, we can't accept defeat.